Is there a problem with it?
I don't know, Jean just said it's ready, but I don't think it is. One second. I think it's on, it's just frozen. Yeah. Go for it.
Welcome to this allotment committee meeting on Thursday, the 25th of September 2025. And we'll start with the apologies. Do you have any apologies, Leah?
Yes, Councillor Hannah Wood, Councillor Bell and Bill Kibble.
Thank you. Is anybody else?
Anthony's not here.
Have you received any apologies at all? No. Okay, so we'll take those. Declaration of interests. No. Now the minutes, there's just a couple of amendments that need to be done on the minutes. My fault. Number 7, the sale of produce grown on allotment plots will not be allowed. The "not" should be removed. And I believe Councillor Robinson would like to have a discussion about that.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Could I ask that the actual wording be amended slightly? As it's written, I'm a bit worried because I do agree with this. But if it's put down as written, the sale of produce grown on the sites will be allowed. I'm worried that suddenly you'll again up getting like signs stuck on outside of allotments, fruit and veg for sale, etc., which would mean a commercial basis. So could I ask that it be amended, the wording be amended that the sale to family and friends of produce grown on allotment plots will be allowed on a non-commercial basis, so that in order to help defer the running costs of the allotments. I think that will clarify it and give us a really good.
Yeah, and I believe that was what we were discussing.
Yes.
And that's what we agreed.
Yes,
with.
we agreed on that.
Yeah.
Because obviously in this day and age when people are really struggling, and people say, oh, it's not much running in a lot, it can be quite. Obviously people don't realise that as an allotment holder, the town council is only responsible for the perimeter fencing. You're responsible for the maintenance of the internal fencing and any structures. And it can end up quite expensive. So this way, it helps defer and makes it accessible to the public.
Yeah, thank you for that. That amendment. Okay, there. And then number 9, item 9, allotment inspections. We've got a proposer and a seconder there, but we believe that that was just for information and there doesn't need to be anything there on the minutes. So just erase that. Is there anybody who would like to propose those minutes? Councillor Moffat. And for the amendment, and seconded.
Seconded?
Yes.
Yeah, well.
Thank you.
No option.
Well, yeah, we're a little bit short tonight on members. Okay. Yeah. We have got public forum. Have we got anybody who wanted to speak on that? No. Okay. I've already chatted and we'll be talking about that later on in the meeting, if that's all right. Okay, community plot, item 6. I'll hand over to Leah on that one.
Yeah, so plot 29 next door to the stables. I've shown that to 6 people on the waiting list. Nobody wants it. So I've been approached by a few people actually on the allotments of Elkin Courts who want to make that a communal plot. They all want to chip 2 off their own back to get it cleared and get it ready for somebody new.
Can I just bring? Sorry, I don't know your name. Christine, I'd like just to bring Christine in on this because she's looking for an allotment on Alkin Coats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put my application in last November for the top part of the allotment, if possible, the top of the park. But the bottom ones, I saw that on the Facebook page, and I didn't realise that nobody wanted it because, you know, we'd have a look at it, and you know, John's more than capable of sort of clearing it and getting it up to scratch for planting sort of next year.
Okay. I mean, I suppose that will be up to the committee. If
They're on the waiting list
yeah,
and it's free.
yeah. So instead of a community plot,
If I don't think we can have a community plot, can we? If somebody on the waiting list wants it.
Yeah, okay,
Anyway,
yeah.
I'll go over to Councillor Robinson.
Thank you, Chair. You are actually correct on that. If the land is considered unsuitable for horticultural, agricultural use, or if there is no demand for that plot, then it can be used as a communal space. But if there is people willing to take that on, then you can't really designate it as a communal plot.
Okay.
So, you know, as far as I'm aware.
Do you want to have a look at it, Christine, with me? Because it does need a lot of work.
Yeah, yes, please, but
Yeah.
people won't be upset that I've said, you know,
Not if I've
said
been
anything. If they
through-
thought it were going to be communal, I don't want to be on there and there be a bit of a
No, I
atmosphere
think
or
the thing
anything.
that a lot of people there are bothered about is it's a real mess. It's going to take a lot of labour and hours. There's no access up to them plots, like with a car or anything. So the
No, we
clearance
won't go up in
is-
car anyway. We're
Yeah.
walking distance.
Yeah. Alice, I don't really know how you'd clear it without a skip, to be honest. Or
Would we afford a skip?
yeah, but it'd be on Sutherland Street. So you'd have to hire like I don't know, a pickup maybe to take it all down there. It's full. It's
Would
got
people help? Would the other people who have? Because I think it said that people are more than willing to.
yeah, they are.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, and,
Yeah.
and vice versa. If anybody needed
Mhm.
any help,
Yeah.
you could.
Which number is it?
29.
29. Councillor Robinson.
Hey, Chair, how big is the plot?
I don't have it off the top of my head, but it's one of the big. It's the one next door to the stables.
Is it the big? Because
big
is
one.
it possible, as a compromise, to make it easier to split the plot, to have a small plot and a large plot, use a small plot as a communal area and the large plot to be rented out? It would
Possibly,
not then.
but then Christine doesn't live within 0.1 miles, so she couldn't have it. If we split a plot on Alkin Courts, it was a rule made with residents that only somebody who lives within 0.1 miles of the site could have it.
Well, I live on Moore Street, so
Yes.
that's
It's only Priestfield Avenue, that's 0.1 miles, and the top of Milford Street. So maybe you should have a look at it first.
yeah, and then we can.
Yeah. I mean, because there's a post that we could give you keys to, but I don't know if there's any rules on reversing like a tipper up to clear it.
To be fair, because of the position it's in,
Yeah.
it's very close to the bottom of the allotments.
Yeah.
So I can't see that there would be a problem. But if you go and have a look.
Yeah, have a look first. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can go from there. Personally, I wouldn't want to split it because that's not, in a way, fair because it is one plot and somebody on the waiting list wants that plot. But if there's that's my view. Yeah.
Yeah. Could I propose that we defer this item till the next meeting, pending a site visit by potential plot holders?
Well, if Christine wants it, would you just be happy just to?
I'm going to say, could we defer the item? That way we can make a decision on the communal plot at the same time, which we can't at the moment.
The problem with yes, Councillor Muffet.
I think, yeah, but to defer it. will give him a good chance to look at the plot
Mm.
and decide as to whether, if it's a really big plot and it's in a really bad state, they may decide it could take too long to actually bring it in to use.
Councillor Moffat. Yeah, it's on.
They really need to have a look at the plot just to see how big it is and the amount of work that is being taken on.
Mhm.
And I don't think there is a problem with the communal part because they're willing to join in otherwise because it's having an adverse effect on their allotments, leaving it as it is. But it is a lot of work and you need to have a long, hard look at it before you take it on.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't want it to be deferred to another meeting so that you don't get to work on it, but for another 2 months. So
In that case,
Yeah.
could I propose then delegated responsibility for this so that if they do want to take it on, then as chair, you can authorise that. If they don't, it then can be brought back to next meeting. Does that make more sense?
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I just ask, there is an interest from the allotment residents to actually do this. There is
Yes.
a core that are willing to take it on.
Yeah.
Oh.
3 people have said they will help.
And those 3 people might want to help because I think that the main problem is that it looks so bad and it's right at the beginning of the allotment. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, item 6 was to discuss the possibility of creating a communal plot on Alkincote's allotment site. Are there any other sites that they would like to take over?
No.
No, there's no split site that
No.
no.
To take over. No, just that.
just that one,
Mhm.
and then all the others are taken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Was the idea of a communal plot in particular to address the problem of that allotment and not the wanting to one in general?
No.
The idea was to address this one
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so item 7, which is allotment inspections.
Sorry. Okay, so I kind of, it will kind of fall into the allotment updates, what I'm about to say, because I'm working off the inspection list you did and what I've served notices to, and some have already been taken on since. So to firstly discuss when we'll do the next allotment inspections, when would you like to do that?
As soon as, I think.
Yeah, okay.
We've got the corn in bloom stuff with every with that. So when you say as soon as possible, what do you mean?
When would you be free?
It's my first week back next week, so probably the week after.
The
Yeah.
week after, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that, Councillor Robinson? Yeah.
Should we do them in? When do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But as I say, we don't all have to go to everyone. So if you can't do Wednesday morning, obviously we'll do them at different times.
Do you want to split it over 2 weeks? And we'll do half 1 week, half the other.
Might be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so following the inspections, plot 8 Alkincotes. I've given that to somebody on the waiting list who was willing to take it on. It also needed a lot of work. Him and his brother are going to do it. I've proposed if we can take it to committee to give him a year's free. I think I'm probably saying if Christine takes on plot 29, if they're that much of a mess, might be
I think both allotments.
incentive.
Yeah.
What do you?
Have we got a seconder, or do you want to have a little discussion about that?
Well, I actually know something about this, so
Yep.
I'm not sure.
Yes, you can.
They're yes, they seem interested and they seem keen. So yeah.
Okay.
So I would.
Yeah.
What was the idea to give them a year's free rent?
Yeah.
I think that'd be an idea for a bit of encouragement.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. He seems keen, doesn't he? Yeah. Okay. Good stuff.
Now it says discount. Are we giving free?
I thought free, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if we offer discounts, it might not
Be an
be enough.
incentive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for both allotments, it'd be free for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless, of course, nothing is done, and then
Then take it back.
in the usual way,
Yeah.
it's taken back.
Yeah. Yeah. Plot 28 Alkin Courts, which is another one, which was a mess. The uncultivated letter was sent, and the notice followed on the 19th of September. That did happen, because she's not made any improvement. Down to Sutherland Street, plot 1 and 6, which again you wasn't happy with. They've been served a notice. They've come back to me today. Plot 9, I've spoken to her about how much of a mess it was in the corner. She's been unwell. She's had a baby who's been unwell as well. So she's got every hope to get back on there, ready for the winter. She has been on. There was a wasp nest on there which got removed, and she's made a little bit of improvement so far since last week.
Good.
South Valley, the new side, which was all okay. A little bit up in the air. Maybe we should discuss that on another allotments meeting. Not
Right.
Slane and South Valley, I think on a whole. Yep. And 4A Cookhouse, another one you wasn't happy with. Non-cultivation letter sent. Spoken back to me to say she will get back onto it. So again, it's on to discuss again next month.
I did mention intake, St George's.
Yes.
Did you have a little look at that?
I have non-cultivation letter sent.
Have been
Yes,
sent.
that was only back end of last week.
And that's to the one with the geese and the
Yeah.
one at the end.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Thank you for that.
Okay, no problem.
So the next item, have you already done your items?
Kind of, yeah.
Allotment updates.
Maybe I'll add a little bit more. Yeah, so the 2 vacant split plots at Alkin Courts, what you sent out the letters to see if anybody was interested. 2 people have come back.
Oh, that's fantastic.
One's been taken on. The other one's viewing it next week.
I want to thank Councillor Muffick for helping out
Thank you
with
very much.
those flyers that we sent.
It did the trick.
2 extra.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep. So officially we only have 1 split vacant plot, but I'm sure that'll be taken next week.
Great.
Sutherland Street, we had a complaint from a lady on there. I know you'd mentioned it, how much of a mess it was on there, and it is. So the 2 big trees have been taken right down. So that's sorted. The lensmen haven't trimmed it yet, but it's on their list to do. So that's the hard standing area and the pathways, just to help out a little bit. Then my plan's to send another letter just to remind people they should be looking after the pathways.
I was going to
Yeah.
say they should themselves be
Yes.
looking after pathways.
Yeah.
The hard standing
yeah.
is obviously the council's responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, but I hope if we clear it, might be a bit of an incentive to keep it tidy.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I have noticed when I've gone up there that brambles are coming out onto the path on Sutherland Street. So if they
Okay.
can be cut back,
Yeah.
that would be welcomed.
Let's write that down or else I'll forget. Okay, so South Valley, one was served a notice because the new side that we've done up at the top is basically moved on, not done anything, not heard back, so that runs out next week. So that will come back to us. One came back to me, but again, that's been rented out straight away. Morrow Homes, the easiest way to explain it, a lot of what we're working off them maps is wrong, and a lot of what Morrow is working off is wrong. Every time a house is sold on there, a little bit is kind of pinched off somebody, and it's been taken onto deeds. So whilst we were up there, he offered a really small bit of land, which was his, which we thought was ours. The lady thought it was hers. So he's offered to sell it to her for a small price just to make it official. I think we're going to need to meet again officially, everybody, and work out what's what and try and get the homeowners involved.
Yes.
So it's a little bit like a can of worms up there.
Yeah.
So I think Chris wants to look at that early next year. To get his ducks in a row.
The gentleman that just bought the property at Christmas time and thought that the whole allotment was his garden.
Yeah.
Is he involved? Has that
Yeah.
been resolved?
Yeah, it was resolved. It was actually his neighbour on the back who rented one of the new allotments off us. But it's turned out most of her garden is Mara Holmes. And even though she thought it was hers.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I think we need to go up at some point. Maybe redraw maps. I have to go back to the land registry. It'll be a long one. The invoices go out next week, so we'll see if anyone comes back with anything.
Yeah.
About anything.
Yeah. I'd quite like to do another survey.
Yeah.
Which I thought we got quite a good response there. Councillor Robinson.
Thank you, Chair. I don't know why. There's something about the South Valley. The problems with the allotments up there has been going back at least to the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Because I got involved in this way back then. And it was never, ever resolved. You know, there is some people stating swearing blood and everything, holy and unholy, they own the land. And I think you're right. What we need to do is to look at definitive proof, and I believe that is through the land registry, to make a note of exactly who owns which piece of land, then call a meeting together with Mario and the householders and the town councillors and put the law down and just for once put this to rest and state who owns what.
Yeah.
It's the only way to move. Otherwise, in another 20 years, our members of this committee going to be sat here banging their heads against a brick wall.
Yeah, and I think even if we come to sell it, which might be the plan in 4 years, it's without everything being in black and white, it'll be a nightmare. And yeah.
Imagine even for the residents, it would be a nightmare because when they come to sell their house,
Yeah.
we'd have thought this would be sorted out.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
part of the search.
Yeah. And the solicitors dealing with it. And that's it really.
Thank you.
So far.
Okay. Yeah. Item 9, waiting list updates.
Yes, so we had the 2 new people on for the split plots, and we've had 9 new people since the last meeting for anywhere. Not too fussed. So that's that.
And have we got large waiting lists?
Off the top of my head, it's about 40 now, 41. So it is going up a little bit actually. Yeah.
So we don't need to promote anywhere.
I wouldn't say so.
No.
No. And when the invoices come out, we usually get 9 or 10 plots back. So that will probably go back down in the 30s again by the time that comes back.
Okay. Item 10. Things for a future meeting. Anybody got anything? Well, we'll no doubt have inspection results, won't we?
Yeah. I will rewrite the policy for the selling of produce, if you like. Yeah.
Councillor Robinson.
Yes, there is one item that was brought up last year, and we were all warned that the government were going to be bringing in the fowl restriction regulation, somewhat weird, in October last year, that is going to have an impact on allotment holders in Colne who are keeping poultry. Has there been any updates on this? And could we have this at the next meeting to see if there are any updates, see what the state of play is?
Yeah, it was brought in, and I wrote to everybody what they had to do. Everybody resent in the livestock kind of paperwork to me, so it was all okay. It is due again though to review everybody again, which we can do on the inspections.
On the inspection.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I think there's only 5 people who've got that.
So we think.
Livestock. Well, so we think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of those are long-term allotment holders, so they know.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next meeting will be on, Leah?
It is. Hang on. Would you like me to check on my phone?
If you
Yeah,
don't mind, yeah.
Nathan has put
Yeah.
them in since I've come back. Bear with me a second. I believe it's the 20th of November,
And that is a
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and we'll conclude our meeting.